Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. And today we're going to talk about the new upgrade of Flow. They released a new upgrade of November 9. Sorry, I'm late a little bit with the update, but like I said in the last video, we have a new member to our family, so it's a little bit crazy. But before I start, actually, I wanted to ask you once more if you haven't joined already my Discord channel or my Discord server, please do. The link will be in the description below, so you can just join. And I will try to answer as many questions as possible in my Discord channel. Of course, right now I don't have like that much time, but that's also so many time to answer the questions. But I will do wherever I have a free time actually try to answer your questions in my Discord. And there are some crazy guys also, which are super capable of answering questions as well. So they are doing their best as well. They are marked with green. You see them, but thanks to them as well. And thanks everyone for joining the Discord channel and for watching this video, of course. And before we start, actually, I forgot to mention that in my last video, I received that like a long time ago. I don't know if you can see it. I'll make it like that. Hope you can see it. It's FFDC Champion of the Year, and that's my name. So I received that. Thank you very much for the flow for that. Currently, usually I will actually put that on my background, but I don't have that possibility right now to do it as I'm actually moving away. So I'm moving not away, but I'm moving. We are in process of moving, so there are a lot of things going on. But going into this video today, we're going to talk about, like I said, the latest Flow upgrade. And last week, Flow actually made 3 years. I can't believe that there are 3 years. It seems to me like there are 30 years, not 3 years. There are so many things happened in those 3 years. And to celebrate those 3 years, they have like 20 new features that we're going to talk today. And yeah, like I think right now after 3 years, I think for the Flow I can say that it's pretty much complete. There was a video actually last night. I saw that there is a Flow UI that you can actually right now code, and then you can actually not code, but you can make the UI and then transfer this UI into your Flutter project, which is great actually for all the people that don't want to mess with Flow. They just want to do it with Flutter straight directly. You can still Flow, and then you can actually transfer the code or copy the code, and then use it in your Flutter app, which is great actually. This is the video I'm talking about. It's this one over here. This is the latest video 2 days ago. And yeah, so without further ado, let's jump to what's new in this new update. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the UI performance recommendations. Now you can automatically detect and provide recommendations to make your app even more beautiful and performant. And optimizations, identify items that could lead to performance issues in your applications, query on a column, for example, and UI enhancements, identify suggestions to make your UI more beautiful, or accessibility, example, a button that is too small to tap. It's like having a design and performance expert by your side, helping you create the best possible experience for your users. So that's great actually. My worry before was that there are some things that, for example, if you have a query or if you have a field in your flow, let's say you're using Firebase or Superbase and you have a field which is actually never used in your app or your project, and there is no way of knowing that right now. So this will actually not help you currently, but I think in the future, I hope they extend that to this degree as well. And there is, so you can actually optimize your project even better. So let's switch now to my project. This is my active project. It's called it's cultural project that I talked about, like on my videos. If you saw all my videos, if you're a fan of the channel, you probably know about it. If you're new, so this is my culture app, and because this is my real app, I wanted to show you how it looks like in the real app. And this is the project suggestions. If I click on it, I don't have any UI enhancements, and that's probably because I used actually a professional. One of my friends, actually, he's a professional UI expert, so to say. So he actually, it seems that he did actually a great job building this app, and that's why probably I don't have any UI enhancements. But I have like optimizations, and I have this shrink rapid list view. So I have it this go to list view. So I have this event and it says go to list view. And if I click over here, I should be able to go to the list view. I'm not sure. This is the first time I'm trying it and I'm using it. So I'm not sure how this exactly works. And it's actually marking the list view. And it says, so it says shrink wrapping list view can cause performance issues. And it's probably because of the container. Probably it's my idea of it. But to be honest, I'm not sure which list view they're. Yeah, probably they're talking about this view, this list view, and I'm not really sure what exactly I can optimize with that. As it says list view. So let me just check it one more time. So it says go to list view, and here again we have go to list view. So both list views are having the same issue, which is shrink wrapping list view can cause performance issues. Yeah, so I'm not really sure how this list is actually shrinked, to be honest. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. I really don't. I have to research this one, but it says unused backend query can cause performance issues, and yeah, it seems that I have a query that I'm not using, which is strange because I was thinking that we have the move now. Okay, so I was thinking that I am using that inside my column of list here, which I was thinking that I'm using it from here, but apparently I'm using it from the app state, which I forgot, and I was thinking I'm using it from this list view, which is get cities, but apparently I'm not. So I will actually remove that, and it should still work the same. And now I have only 4 issues instead of 5, and I have this duplicate query backend. So if I click on it, it says duplicated backend queries can cause performance issues to optimize access to answer queries. Query results in your in the sendings widget. So if I click here, it actually says that I have a duplicate backend query, which I'm not sure which one it is. So let me search for it. So it's this. It's supposed to be this one, which it says get people. So it's supposed to be it's supposed to be this one, and have this backend, which is get people by institution, and I have this, which is actor. So I probably am using this as, let's say, the name should come from the actor. And yeah, actor item, and this is coming from the list view, but I'm not sure if this is coming from the actor or yeah, my mouse stopped working. Okay, so let me just fix that real quickly. Oh no, it's working again. Sorry about that. So yeah, because I have it, because I now previously you didn't have that. This is my API code, and this is my generate from dynamic list, and this generate from dynamic list is actually getting from get people by institution. So I'm not really sure why they're saying I have a duplicate one. I have to research that. Oh yeah. So the reason I'm getting this error, it's because I have the same query in the page twice, but this is actually not an error, and I'll show you why. Because here I have the row, and the row it's one, so I'm actually filtering the list, the API query, and the row is one. So this is the difference. Here's the row is one, and the next one that is showing that's using the same list is actually the row is not one, but it's row it's 999. And yeah, probably full flow is actually right. So full flow is actually right, and probably I can actually use this and only get the rows. So when I'm using that, probably I can filter it. I'm not sure if I can do that, but I can filter it. Maybe I can use it with a custom code. I can filter it and only use one query and just filter it, not from here, not from the row, but filter it when I'm getting actually the data. So I should be able to get all the rows, for example, and then filter it by the row. So that actually makes more sense to me. But yeah, this is how it looks like, and then have this unbound image size, for example, or shrink wrapped list view. So they have the same issue here, which, like I said, I'm not really sure what that is about. But let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the next one it's Enum Support. And for the full support enums, if you care about type safety and avoiding bugs because of your typos in your JSON path or document field, or in other words, are not an evil person, the enums are for you. Enums are a data type that includes a fixed number of constants values. For example, the following list of possible user states can be values of the enum call, user row, so admin, editor, and subscriber. You're perfect for scenarios where user UI state changes based on certain conditions to start working with enums, head to data types enums. So basically, enums is hardcore your values, not the name of the variable, but actually the values. So you don't have to actually write them by hand, and that's very good, because sometimes writing it by hand you can actually make a mistake, or you can make a typo, or you can write it with a lowercase or with an uppercase where it's supposed to be with uppercase. So that's why it's actually that's the case when you want to use enums. And in programming, it's actually enums are very common, and they're used for that particular case as well. So they said go to data types and then go to enums. So this is my data type and this is my enums. And I'll actually switch my project. So I switched my project to my other project, which is the What's New project, as you probably already know about this project. And we will try something like, let's say you have the user access, but we can have like something like, I don't know, like names, let's say. And we can have like a specific names. If you are searching for names like, let's say my name, for example, or we can have like another name like this. Oops. And then we can have another name like this. So we can have like list of names, right? If you don't want to like mess up the names or something like that, we can have it like that. Or another case is that if you have the fields that you are searching for, if for some case you want to write them down, you have to write them down. You can actually use enums for that as well. So this is how you use enums. And best scenario, it's like this one, the user row, and you have the admin, and we can have it like that, right? So we have like rows, and then we can have like, okay, the first row it's, let's say, admin, the second row it's, let's say, mod, and then the third row it's, let's say, a regular user. So when you have like a condition, you want to search for your if what is the role of the user, you actually can use enums instead. So let me show you how that looks like. It's probably if you go over here and you have like a condition, and if you want to check, like let's say that I want to check for authenticated user, and sorry, it should be a condition, and then I will check for authenticated user. And let's imagine that we have the row here, and let's imagine that the name is the row, and then I have something. I should be able to have something like enums over here, and then just select the enum. But let me see how I can do that. So I think I'm supposed to just use it from here, and then just select enums from here. That's my idea, but I cannot select it from here, so that's strange, to be honest. And I try to actually create a new app state probably with the data type, and just click the enum, but you cannot do that as well. So I'm not really sure how you have to actually use them. Maybe it says over here. So define your own enums, and such as an app state or Firestore custom code and more. So you can use it such an app state. That's great, but I don't see it in the app state. So if I if I have something like rows, and yeah, that's contained, so it should be in app state, sorry. So I don't see it here, to be honest. I don't see it. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong place, but I don't see it. If you guys see it, let me know. I don't see it for some reason. It should be here, but I don't see it. Yeah, so let's move on to the next one. So the next thing they added is flows. And what's the idea of flows? The idea of flows is actually to add, instead of one page, actually to add the whole flow. And they have like a couple of examples. So for example, the account and profile creation, and then you have like the welcome screen. So you have welcome back, you have get started, you have create profile, you have forget password, and you have display name like the profile screen. I didn't have the chat and group, and we have the my messages. You have the group messages, I think, and this is the actual message. We have email and phone notifications, and we have create a user, login, login with phone, and then we have the verified code when it sends the code to the phone. And then we have the full profile identification. And again, we have this flow of account, my profile, change password, and so on and so forth. So that's actually flows. And you're supposed to, I think my idea, again, is that you're supposed to get flows because previously you were able to get only one page, and now with flows, you're supposed to get the whole flow and not only the and not only one page out of it. So how do you add flows? If you go, for example, in pages, I will click right click and then click on add page, and now you have the standard add pages, which is a single page. And then you have the add component, which is components, like a single components. And there are a lot of components, as you can see over here. They're still loading. And then we have the flows. So those are the flows. And again, we have the KYC onboarding, we have the notifications, we have chat AI image detection, we have profile creation flow. And those are two screens, but I only see one for some reason. And we have the simple notification flow, we have the simple notification, we have the support ticket flow, and we have the web app template. So there are a lot of flows, but for sure there are more to come And you can also see if those are optimized for web and mobile as well. So yeah, that's everything you need to know about flows. Just click here, add to project, and you'll be able to add them. And this will only also add in Firebase. If you're using Firebase, it will actually add that in Firebase, and it will add all the components, the pages. It will create the collections for you, and that's optimized for Firebase. Like I said, if you're using Superbase or some other backend, you have to actually connect that yourself. You can still use the UI, but you have to connect that yourself. So I not added, but that's flows. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the next one is constants, and you can now define app-wide constants that can be used throughout your project. Constants are fixed values that never change, like a compass always points north, for now at least. To start working with constants, head to app values constants. So for example, constants are something that it will it's supposed to never change actually. And to add constants, you can go to app state, which is over, or app values over here, and then go to constants, and now I can add a new constant. So let's say for example, constants. So let's say for example, admin name will be, sorry, admin name, what is going on? Admin name, and this will be a string, and admin name will be my name, and that would be a constant, for example, because this name will never change. For example, this supposed never to change, so that's why you put it in constant, and that's actually a good practice. This is a programming practice. If you're wondering why you just don't put it in the app state and then or page state or app state, and then put the admin name as Dimitri, for example, why you put it in the constant? Well, yeah, like I said, this value is supposed to never change, and that's why you put it over here. In theory, if you ask me, I think Flow should do it like if you define a constant, you should not be able to change it in theory, because if I'm able to change it right now, what's the difference in the app state? And you'll be right. The difference with the app state will be nothing, because I'm supposed to still change that. But like I said, the whole idea is to not be able to change it. And this one, I think, I'm not sure, but I think you should be able to use it again with a condition, and then you should be able to have something like the authenticated user display name, and then if it's equal to, and now I should be able to get the constant, but I'm not sure it's constants. Yeah, this is my default. So we have the common constants that are from Flow, and we have our own, which is the admin name, for example. And now if I confirm it, you can actually compare if the display name of authenticated user is actually the same as the admin name. And like I said, this will be a constant, never will change. So the difference between, if you're asking what is the difference between the constant and between the enums, so the enums, the difference is that you have like a couple, usually it's a couple of values. It's not only one, it's like a couple of values that you have it like, and you can think them as constants as well. But the difference is that the constant will never change. The enums you can probably add them to the enum. So for example, if I have this list of names, it's okay to actually add another one here. But with constants, you define them once, and then you're supposed to not mess with them, never. Like in the example they have over here, they have like, you can imagine like, let's say a grid of elements. They have like small, if it's a small grid, create 8 elements. If it's a medium, 12. It's a large, 16. And if it's X large, 20. So that's how you can use it as well. And this will, like I said, this will never change. That's the idea. And let's go to the next. And the next one is search for anything. We're upgraded our search to include the names of the page and components, app calls, variables, and custom code. What to know where a local state variable is used in your project. Select the purple arrow button and you show you everywhere the item is used in your project. That's actually great. I was actually complaining about that in this particular video at the beginning of the video. So that's great actually. Let's try, because I have a lot of app states which I really don't know where I'm using them. And if I go, for example, let's go with the cities, and if I search over here for cities, I have this app state, and I just want to know where I'm using this city. So if I click over here, nothing happened. Okay, so let's try it again. So cities, and then I'm supposed to click actually this arrow over here. So if I click on this arrow, it says 0 reference found. So this it says that I never used that. So that means that I can safely delete it. So let's see if this is true. So if I delete it, yes, it's deleted, because if I were using that, I was not able to delete that, isn't it? But it says here I'm actually using it over here, which is not ideal, right? Because it says that I'm using it over here, and I was able to delete it. I was not supposed to delete it when I'm using it over here. So that's weird. Let's delete it over here, and let's try one more. So let's go to app state, and let's use name. I think name, I'm pretty sure that name, I'm using it a lot in my project. So let's try that. Name, I'm using it somewhere. It says 0. I'm not using it anywhere, which is super strange because I'm pretty sure that I am using it. But let's go back again over here and let's see how they're using it. So they're writing site, and they have this site number. So they're actually not using it with, there is a component, but I want to search for app state, where I'm using the app state. And it says components and variables as well. So I supposed to be able to search for app states as well, but I don't think I can. I can search for pages, so I can just click on pages, and that will work. But let's do that. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm using name, but let's do that. Let's add name over here. Let's add name over here to this page, which is the first page. Our goal is the name of the name of the page. Then if I go over here and just write name, it's supposed to actually show me that I'm using it. Okay, so it's actually showing me that I'm using it in Algolia. That's great, actually. And now I suppose, yeah, and it's marked. That's great. That's wonderful. And now I should not be able to delete it. Let's try that. So if I delete it, okay, I was thinking that this is protected, and I was not able to delete it if I'm using it. But suppose not. I was wrong actually with this one. But yeah, it seems that if you're using it in action, it is not detected that you're using it. So what I mean by that is that if I create now a name over here, which is a string, and then if I use it over here, and if I say, let's open it like that, it will be easier. So if I say like app state, I want to update the app state, and then I want to update the name, which should be the last one, and let's put a value to this one. Doesn't really matter what is the value, because I just want to test that and just want to search for name right now and see if I'm able to see that this is used in an action. Yeah, exactly. So unfortunately, this is not working great. And if you are using the app state in an action, you get no reference, which is not ideal. I hope Flow will fix that actually in the future, because like a lot of times, like I think 50% of the time, I'm actually going to use it in an action. So if I delete now, I'm going to think that like I did last time with the cities, I'm going to think that this is never used. I will delete it, and I will get an error that this is actually used in an action. So I had to delete this section or reverse back in time to my previous version. So that's everything you need to know with for search for anything. Of course, you can use search for components, app codes, and actually everything that you can think of inside your Flow project. Uh, let's move on. Okay, so now we have this notification center. It says ever built, a bit overwhelming, juggling commands and invites across multiple projects. Check out the new notification center in your project dashboard. Here you will find all project commands and invites in the centralized, organized location. What do you get to work on a comment? To get tap the comment, and the project will open in the specified location. That's great, actually. If you click over here on your dashboard, you have this notification bell, and you have like a new comment, or you've been tagged in a comment, or you have a project invite. And I'm not going to show you because in my project, because I don't have any actually notifications, but this is how it looks like. Yeah, it's actually a great idea. You just tap on it and you actually supposed to get right into your project and the page and the specific widget that this comment is about or action. Great. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, so the next one is OneSignal integration, and it says effortlessly email and SMS messaging are here with our OneSignal integration. Now you can connect the flow to OneSignal, unlocking the potential to and engage your user with never before. With that integration, you can perform two key actions, which is add user with tags, seamlessly register user to received email, SMS messaging, and categorize them with tags for tagging communication. This is perfect for setting and automating personalized push campaigns that resonate with user actions or milestone with your app. And we have another one, which is delete user. Maintain a clear state to removing user from receiving notifications when necessary, ensuring compliance with user preference and privacy standards. And then it says here, imagine triggering big spoke email or SMS campaigns to a moment a user account is created or customize messages based on the user behavior. That's the power of OneSignal in your Flow project. And they have this notifications here in your app. And OneSignal actually, it's, if you don't know already, this is the app. This is the site. This is the platform of OneSignal. They have push notifications. So, and you already know that, you probably already know, following my channel, that the dynamic links right now it's using Firebase, but Firebase is actually shutting down dynamic links in the summer of the next year. So I think OneSignal, their Flow can actually move to OneSignal and use OneSignal for push notifications in the future for all their Flow projects. But we'll see what will this happen. This is actually a great source to know that. Now they have this email and SMS, but probably in the future they will include push notifications as well. This is at least what I'm thinking, and they have to find a solution for the push notifications in the future, and that seems like a good, reasonable solution. The pricing for OneSignal is this one, so you get the free. The limited free access to all channels, messaging limits may apply. And then we have all those different price tags. But yeah, this is OneSignal. I will not show you how you can integrate it to OneSignal in this particular video. But if you want me in the future, I can do that. But it's supposed to be not that difficult, I guess. It's supposed to, like in every single integration that you do in Flow, you're supposed to go to settings and then click on OneSignal and just enable OneSignal and just put your app ID, API key, and user key, and click on deploy, and it's supposed to work like out of the box. And after that, you're supposed to you're supposed to like have like new actions from OneSignal that you can use. So that's everything you need to know with about OneSignal. And the next upgrade is actually the Markdown upgrade. And this is, if you're familiar with GitHub, this is very basically just the same idea. You actually have like a hash, which means that this would be a title, a to hash, which would be a subtitle, and then a normal text will be like a normal text. And this is how it's supposed to work. And this is the new widget called Markdown, and this is how it works. You have this new widget called Markdown. You can add it to your project. And then on the right side, you can actually have the data. And like you see over here, this will be the title with one hashtag before that. You have this line, which will actually make a line up underneath, and you have like two stars will be actually a bold, so hello will be bold. And like I said, this is the GitHub. It's using the same Markdown for the README file. So if you want to know more about it, you can just Google or ask ChatGPT how to write Markdowns. But yeah, that's about it. Actually, it's a great improvement. Great added to your projects, so you can use Markdown text together with HTML. You can also use HTML as well, but now you have the opportunity to use Markdown as well. Great, so let's move on. And the next one is large font visualization. You can now visualize how large fonts will look in your UI. This tool is key for ensuring your app is not only beautiful, but also accessibility to users who require larger text. You can effortlessly review and adjust your UI to accumulate larger font size, making your app more insurance and user friendly, inclusive. And if I go to my project, if I tap on the T, this is actually the scale of the text. So I can actually enlarge the text to the largest, or I can go to the smallest, and I'm supposed to see how this is supposed to look like on the phones that I actually enabled that feature. So this is how it looks like, and this is how it works. So it's actually a great improvement to the apps as well, and overall to the UI and UX design of your apps. So let's move on to the next one. So the next one is improved DatePicker. And we just make some big updates to our DatePicker action. And I think the DatePicker action should be this one. I'm not sure. But if you go to your project and if you add calendar, and you have this action on date select, which I'm not sure if the same as the DatePicker, but it says you can now specify the minimum and maximum date value. You can now define styling, including color, font, and icon style. And you can now add a Cupertino style option, which is the iOS theme option. And if I click on add action, I'm not sure. Yeah, probably this is not what they meant actually, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure what they mean exactly, and which action they're talking about exactly. I was thinking that this is in the calendar, but probably I'm wrong because there is no date picker action in the calendar. But yeah, let me know in the comments below which action they actually mean, so people can actually see it. Because it says you can specify now minimum and maximum date values, which is actually great. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. And the next one is it says that easy as 123 setup, Firebase setup. You can now create and configure a new Firebase project for you. Just select the name and the project region, and you handle the rest. You no longer have to add service accounts or configure a new database. So setting up Firebase will only take a few seconds. Tip: to use this feature, you need to grant flow permissions to make changes to your Google account. That's actually great improvement. And I was arguing that Firebase is actually much simpler to set up than Firebase. Superbase is much simpler to set up than Firebase. But now using this or improving the Firebase setup, that I think this will be equal now. They both will be equal now. And if you grant access, of course, you have to grant access to your Google account to Flowflow. But if you do that, uh, yeah, like it says over here in the image, I will not show you that, but it says here in the image that you just have to write the name of your project and then the region, and everything else should be managed by Flow, which is actually a great improvement and much appreciated. And the last one from the big updates, or there are a lot of updates. In this update, it's text field focus control, and it says the text field has focus when the user is focusing on it. With the cursor active on their particular field, focus also applies to other widgets like drop downs, checkboxes, buttons, and you can, etc. And you can navigate with tap, shift tap for typical input fields. You can now check wherever a text field has a focus using the new widget focus state option with the variable drop-down menu. This lets you show or hide animations, components when the user focuses on particular form field. And this is actually how you can use it. And this is how they show you that you can use it. When someone is actually pressed on the phone number, it's actually showing you developer note, delete this. And this is actually, no, sorry, it's not this one. Of course, it's will send you a 6-digit code to you, will appear if someone clicks on this text widget. And also, we have also added the new ability to trigger an action when the focus state changes to text field. This is either when the user focuses on the text field or moves away from it. This lets you build dangerous experience when your UI can react intuitively as the user navigate from one field to another. So if I go over here, I can show you how that looks like here. I have, for example, an app state, and I have this new in actions. If I go to actions, I have this widget state, which I can get from the widget state, but I have another one, which is widget state focus. So if the widget state is in focus, I actually can get the value. So this is like, for example, if I have two text fields, and if someone is click on the first one and then click on the next one, I actually can get the value of the first text field, as I was thinking that, okay, he finished, probably the user have actually finished what they were that they were typing, so I can get the value from it. So you can actually get the focus if it's on focus or not. And if I go over here, you have like a new action here in the text field itself. You have the on submit, on change, and now you have on focus change. So on focus change is probably something that you have like this one, for example, and this is a boolean. Actually, this will give you a boolean if the text field is in focus or it's not in focus, and this will give you a boolean. So I can just actually check if this text field is focused, and if it's focused, I can actually just show something on the user, and if it's not in focus, I'll hide it. So this is how they are supposed. You're supposed to use it, and how they're using it in the image below. And this is actually, yeah. So let's delete this one. And let's move on to the last section of this video, which is the other improvement. So we're on the very end of the video. Congratulations to you guys that you made it to the end of the video, and we have the other improvements. So the first other improvements is that you can now set image height and width by variables. Well, some will say finally. I was not a that didn't bother me, so I'm not one of those to say finally. There are some other things that I'm still waiting for to do in Flow. But yeah, I think the whole idea is that I will not show you every single one of other improvements, but I'll try to show you the ones that I think are interesting. And this is when you add an image, you can actually see that you have the width and the height right now, which you can set it from the variable, which is great. And we have in test mode, you can actually have now statuses. So the test mode button now shows you the status of your test mode. So we have the orange one. So this is actually, I think this is when you trigger test mode from here on the top right, you actually, the button will change. And that's actually a great thing, because sometimes you're just focused or defocused of what you're doing. So orange will means that the test is building, green means that the test is ready, so no longer like going back and forward to see that if the test is ready or not. And we have the orange, test mode is about to expire. So you can actually see right now that the test mode is you should be able to see the test mode is expired in the project when you're inside the project. And now the final one is red, that the test mode is finally expired. Great. And then the next one is design system now supports widgets that generate children dynamically. I'm not sure what this exactly means, but I think you have the design system, which is when you go to your project, you have this design system, which is over here, and now you can generate those in using the generate dynamic children. And then we have this one. We now support on toggle actions and added current expanded state as a variable for the expandable widget. Okay, great. You can now sort any list variable by chosen attribute. I'm not sure what they mean by this one. By chosen attribute. Okay. And now you can now hover to see the hex value of a color in the right properties panel of the color picker menu. Okay, great. Now you can set the text field maximum length by variable. Okay, great. Can we see that? I think this is interesting as well. So if I go over here, click on the text field, and I'm supposed to go on the bottom and here, and yeah, it says max length over here. Okay, so this is something new as well. And then we added a new toggle to display the device saved area in the canvas settings menu. Okay, great. We're added a new settings in the align the text field label and hint. Okay, you can now improve app performance by defining image cache width and height. Great. You can now allow SSL pinned for APIs under advanced settings. This is generally not recommended unless you're working with legacy APIs. Great. You can now sign in to the macOS app using Apple login. Great. We're upgraded to the latest Revenue Cat SDK. Great. We're made an upgrade so that your project dashboard will now load faster, in some cases much faster. Okay, if you say so. And then the last thing that we're going to talk about is the new feature we're working on, And this is no blocking actions. I'm not really sure what they mean with that, as I think most of the actions they have like an options to be not blocking. So we'll see what they mean by that. And then we have the ordering or if else if conditions. So I guess that this means that if you're using if else conditions, you should be able to reorder them. Which is great because sometimes you want to move like if you're using something with if and then using something with else, you're supposed to like move them around. And previously you had to copy one, paste it in another one, delete it from there, and then paste it the same thing, the one thing to the other place, delete it from there. And I think right now they have, or they will have, cut, which is great, and you will be able to cut the actions and the whole bunch, like a bunch of actions, and then paste them in some other place, and that is actually saving you a lot of time. And then we have the set border radius and padding for variable, which is great. Finally, I will say they say that use people will say image height and width from variable. It's some people will say finally. No, I will say finally for the padding and the radius, because this is something that definitely can be like set it up from variable and not be constantly the same. And then it says more. We'll see what they have more in their pocket. But this is actually an overall great upgrade, a lot of new features. And let's hope that Flow stay the same and keep on giving us the best they can. So yeah, thanks very much for the Flow. And before you go, actually, there is something that I want to tell you. Thanks for watching this video, but please help me to reach 4,000 subscribers. And when I reach 4,000 subscribers, I actually have a surprise for every single subscriber that I have. I will shuffle them and I will do a live session and I'll announce the winner. And what will be the winner? The winner should be a subscribe to the channel, and the price is this one. It's a Flow swag actually. I want to give to one of my subscribers. Like I said, it will be a live session when I reach 4,000 subscribers. And this Slack is actually have a t-shirt, the same that you see over here. It has stickers and it has a mug. So it's pretty good mug that you can drink your coffee or tea or whatever you like to drink from it. And like I said, I will give this to one of my subscribers. So please subscribe to the channel. And also, I'll do a live session. So it should be in the live session when I reach 4,000 subscribers. And I'll just pick from wherever who is subscribed. And it is in the live session. And I'll pick a winner. So he or she can immediately DM me the address, and I can send this Slack box. So please subscribe to the channel to have a chance to win this amazing Slack box. I just want to say that the paid membership for YouTube is now open, so you can be a paid member to my YouTube channel, which means a lot. And thank you very much for all the people who are right now paid members to the channel.